What's important for us, I think, is to get advice and then a mentorship from industry leaders and also academic leaders. We're only doing our studies in our classrooms, and then we do our own study, we take exams. But I think that's not enough for our future career developments. I think we need more foreseeing people to give us some advice on where we should head our efforts in the future.
I think we have to appreciate we as human beings are as equal, are in many respects excel in some areas. We have to magnify those places where we're better. You know, when we look at the future, energy is a very major part of our future and problems that we must solve. And you know, Asian Americans need to be involved in this industry, and so I'm happy to see that the organization is focusing on young people to attract them to this industry to be our problem solvers of the future.
Give you a little bit of background about me. I think about now in California, which is a very diverse community here in Southern California. We have a lot of diversity in our company. I was the first female Asian officer at the utility, and I feel like I hopefully will be setting a trend for future officers to be hired at the company. But it is something that's very different. I think every company is in a different space on the pathway of diversity and inclusion. I think it is somewhat easier here in Southern California because we have such a diverse community from which we can draw candidates.
I think it's great, you know, it's an opportunity that I can share the experience for 25 years of my, career with all the students and the people who are looking for a different career. And a lot of time is really, the mentoring part that we can provide, I think is very valuable. Bamboo ceiling, crystal ceiling, glass ceiling, whatever you want to define it. I think it's a ceiling that sometimes you created with, in your heart. And you have to find a way to somehow break that ceiling. It's not other people going to break that ceiling for you. Grab it and moving forward. So what I was trying to convey is really, that ceiling is all within your heart. And you have to do something about it. If you decide to do something about it, do something about it.
Yes, there are ceilings. There are gender ceilings, there are race ceilings, there are ethnicity ceilings. Yes, they exist. And for me, one of the most exciting things about what's going on in this nation right now, and it's really happening globally, is that we're getting a completely topsy-turvy change. Okay? This country, it's beginning to look like what it's going to be when you're my age. And that means that this whole thing is shifting.
We were in the meeting and they talked about different types of ceilings, glass, bamboo, and whatnot. I think those they may be there to an extent. I'd say don't let yourself be convinced that it's there to such an extent that you can't move forward. Over the long haul, over the long term, talent and merit I find do win out. And if you really enjoy doing something, then you'll figure a way to get to do the performance to get rewarded for it, whether it's the situation you're in or whether it's finding a new situation to be in.
In the workforce, the basic tasks career for the Chinese or Asian American Chinese are mostly at the technical level, and in the middle management level maybe it's coming. But in the top management level, still there are rooms to be improved. But as we see, when the demographics change, looking ahead, we really need to bring Asian Americans to every level of the energy industry.